but we are going to have to record a lot of these meetings. So now that it's recording, hello, welcome. Thank you all for being here once again. We got a lot of good stuff going on tonight. We have a bunch of people who are interested speaking for us. We have one with us tonight, so we really can't wait to hear. Also, Nicholas, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be able to speak for us. So I guess we might as well just get started. Speaking first, if that's okay, because I don't really want to have Nick sit through all of our administrative things. So I guess we can get started. Sorry, give me just a second here. My apologies, everybody. Yeah, so this is Nicholas Forcucci. He is the ticket sales account executive at the Buffalo Bills. Nick, thank you again very much for coming. Super excited to have you here. You were one of the few alumni who really showed excitement to help us out and come and speak. So we really have to thank you for being able to make this first one. I know it was probably a little tight scheduling having you come on the first one, but thank you for being here. Welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So. I thought that we could just kind of get to know a little bit about how you started in the sports industry. So if you just kind of want to take it away, obviously you went to Niagara, but if you could tell us a little bit more about your college experience, I mean, feel free to take it away and talk about what you do.
Okay, yeah. Well, obviously started at NU in the sport management program in 2014, graduated in spring of 2018. So kind of, I guess throughout the 4 years here, just kind of started getting my feet wet in the sports industry, doing honestly like a lot of high school events and things. So at Niagara Wheatfield, where I went to school, and Niagara Falls High School, working football games, basketball tournaments, just kind of doing game day operations and things like that. That's kind of how I, kind of started off the first couple of years. Started working at Nike at the mall just to, get a little coin in the pocket there as I was going to school. So I mean, that was a good experience as well, just, dealing with customers and obviously not selling at the same level I am now, but still kind of getting some of that general sales experience in you. And then kind of the first big internship I did was with the Bisons one summer. So I did the marketing promotions internship, which was honestly a ton of fun. Really got your feet wet in multiple different ways, I would say, in the sports industry. Like minor league sports are interesting because you have to do a lot of different things. So I'd be, on the field running promotional games. I'd be in the chicken wing suit running mascot races, and then rolling tarp when it was a rain delay. So, I mean, you really got your hands dirty and got to see a lot of different things, which was a lot of fun. And then from there, once I graduated in 2018, was kind of having that oh crap moment of what am I doing here? Like what's my next step going to be? So I went to grad school to get my MBA. So I did that. And then during that time, I think it was spring, spring the first year I started in grad school. There was a position for inside sales with Pagula Sports Entertainment. Saw that, so kind of went out on a whim and applied for that. Thought that was something I would, kind of want to do. So was lucky enough to get my foot in the door there and start with that position. Selling Sabres, Bills, Bandits, season tickets, mini packs, individual games, everything like that. So did that for, I think, 10 months. And then again, was kind of lucky enough to have something open up on my end with the Bills. We had, it was one guy left for NASCAR in Daytona, so that opened something up. And then we started a premium staff to sell, suites and clubs. So two of the full-time guys, also bumped up to there. So I was able to kind of slot right in there and have a pretty seamless transition. And that's kind of where I'm at now. Obviously doing the same thing as the inside sales, just, a lot more accounts to deal with, a lot more responsibility, I would say, and just focusing on bills. Season tickets is mainly kind of the name of the game. So
amazing. Also, so I was thinking as you were talking a little bit about that, it kind of sounded like when you came into college, did you know already that you started immediately as sport management, right?
yeah, yep.
Yeah. So it sounds like, was it important coming in to have all sorts of like experiences and working in high school and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think obviously it's it's always good to get your feet wet as like any
Right.
way possible in the sport industry. And I think for me, something that's important too is like showing you're not above anything. Like I said, I was rolling tarp on rainy days every Friday night for the Bisons. I'd pick up fireworks shells in the outfield after our Friday night bashes. And yeah, so I think it's just kind of getting your hands in the industry any way possible and just kind of showing you're not above doing any certain thing. So
Awesome. Yeah. So I was gonna ask, kind of, you might have touched on it already, but like in all of that experience that you've done leading up to where you are now, or even where you are now, what do you think your most difficult moment has been in working?
I would say this year, dealing with everything kind of coronavirus related. So I was full time in February, like February 4th, I think, of 2020. So I was only full time for like a month before we kind of got shut down. And I mean, we were still at home. We were still expected to make calls and, still try to sell season tickets. We were still preparing for a full stadium. We didn't obviously know how long this would go. So that was probably the toughest but I think it made me like, and I think everybody on our staff, like a lot more well-rounded. It gets a unique perspective now that we have that we didn't have before. As far as kind of coming at people with, seeing what their emotions are and being a servant to them kind of, everybody was kind of dealing with something at the time and it was kind of a dark time, obviously. So I think that was the most difficult probably portion of my career so far, is kind of getting through that March to June period of just a lot of uncertainty. So
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard anyone really talk about their experience during COVID that same way, how you kind of flipped it to be like a more positive thing. You have a better outlook and you've been through hopefully the worst of it. So like um yeah, it's a unique perspective of what it's like doing that kind of job. So on a happier note, what do you think that your best or most gratifying experience has been in all the jobs that you've worked for?
I would probably say our playoff games with the Bills. I was just telling Professor Rohde before kind of everybody hopped on, like we were working 7 days a week before those, like from 8 a.m. to 8 at night, like just fielding emails and phone calls and trying to make sure all the testing was lined up for everybody. And like it's never been done in the history of the world, honestly. Like the testing that we did before a game and linking it to their accounts and tickets, like it was the first time it's ever been done. So to kind of see it come, full circle on game day and see, 6,700 people there for the first Bills home playoff game in 25 years and all that, I would say was definitely the most gratifying thing so far. So
Awesome. Awesome. And just one more quick thing I feel like I might know the answer already, but I'll ask and then we'll toss it to everybody else. If anyone has any questions or if you have any questions for us, that'd be awesome too. But what are some big tips that you would give students right now who are trying to do the same thing, kind of trying to work through COVID and stuff like that? Any big tips?
yeah, I mean, as far as COVID goes, like obviously just try to stay as upbeat as possible. There's going to be bad days where it looks bleak, but I mean, obviously it seems like the light's at the end of the tunnel. I mean, as far as that goes, with the vaccine coming out and numbers going down and all that. So, I mean, just, keep focused and keep grinding. I know like you guys there's probably not a ton right now for people that are hiring your internships and things like that. So just don't get discouraged. Just try to keep getting as well-rounded as possible, however it may be. So whether it's, joining a club or adding a minor and taking additional classes, or, just keep getting more well-rounded in everything, and just stay focused, and, good results will definitely come. So.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Do any of the other officers or club members have any questions? Lauren, it seems like. Yep.
So can you just explain to everyone kind of the difference between the playoffs and like a regular season, like the atmosphere? Like I know working with athletics, it's definitely different between like the interns and like even the players. So can you just kind of explain that to everyone, please?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough to judge, I guess, the playoff atmosphere because we were so limited capacity. But I mean, you could definitely tell there was kind of like a special buzz in the air that day. Like people have had season tickets for 40, 50 years and waited for that moment. So like you could, one story I'll share is we were watching the game, the Colts game as it ended. There's a grown man in front of us, probably, I don't know, 55, 60 years old, broke down in tears, like crying after we won. Like, and just seeing that is, how much this team means to the community and things like that. So, I mean, the playoff atmosphere is definitely special. I wish we got to experience it full capacity, obviously, but hopefully this upcoming January we can. So.
Thank you.
So I have a question. How did you guys determine who was going to be able to be in the stadium for the playoffs when you had quite a few more people obviously interested in attending?
Yeah, so everything went to season ticket holders, and the only people that were eligible were what we had option A accounts. So they left money that they'd already paid up until like June when we stopped taking payments. So if they left it on their account as a credit to roll over to 2021, they were eligible for regular season games, playoff games. And then from those option A's, we just went through seniority basis. So, accounts that have had them since 1967 and all that, kind of work through it that way. So obviously not everybody was happy, but we had to do the hand we were dealt. So
exactly. Well, and that's the thing, because that's how do you narrow it down to that number of people, right? And it's not just season ticket holders; it's just in general that number of people. So, but no, thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions from maybe the club members? Anyone else?
I did have a question.
Awesome.
So like when you first like got started and like kind of were in grad school, like did you know you wanted to like go into ticket sales, or were you kind of thinking like you might want to do something else?
Yeah, not at all. I've never been honestly like the most social person. So if you would have told me 2 years ago I'd be on the phone calling 60, 70 people a day and talking to them, I would have called you a liar, laughed in your face. Like this was never something I envisioned myself doing, but I honestly, obviously I think I've gotten good at it and have kind of found my role doing it. And it's fun, honestly. I mean, obviously, you're doing the same thing every day, but no 2 days is the same. Like you talk to different people every day and hear different stories and things like that. So no, definitely didn't envision myself in ticket sales, but it was a foot in the door and have found myself to really enjoy it. So.
Any other questions? That was a really good question, Paige, by the way. I have a kind of fun question. What was your favorite memory at this school at Niagara? Just as a student, any kind of memory.
That is a good question. I honestly, I always like the I'm trying to remember what they're called, like the I'm drawing a blank, but when all the professionals would come back, not quite the career fair, but yeah, I'm drawing a total blank on what that's called. But
Alumni Advantage.
Alumni Advantage. Yeah, I enjoyed those. Honestly, those were, I thought, super valuable and time worthy, and just kind of seeing where everybody progressed to that came through the program and where they were at. So
awesome. Before I forget, those of you that are on here, I know an email was sent out right before the semester began with a list of alumni that are interested in you guys reaching out to them. Nick is one of those people. So feel free to reach out, ask questions, set up an informational interview, which is just, chatting on Zoom or whatever, and just asking questions about what they do for their job each day or whatever, just to learn more about what they're doing. And so, you'll see additional alumni throughout the semester that are on that list that you can reach out to. So take advantage of that. Those people are ready for those emails from you guys.
Yeah, 100%. I would tag along with that. Like, I'm here to be a resource. I was through the same program you guys were not very long ago. Like, I had the same thoughts as you guys, and I'm sure the same questions and anxieties and things like that. So 100% feel free to reach out. Like, more than happy to be a resource. I want to see kids from the program succeed and continue to go places. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is that it on questions? Anyone else? Maybe not. All right. Well, anyways, Nick, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much for sharing all of that great information. Yeah, give it up for Nick. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Well, now we'll get to some of our, maybe not so fun stuff, but important stuff. Meeting attendance is the same as last semester, pretty much. We're hoping that you guys can make it. If I know that there's some people who will probably be watching this recording later, who do have classes and stuff. But if you guys just stay involved, there's lots of stuff that we do need to get done this semester to be able to do some of this fun stuff. And these pictures that you see here, some of the trips like before are not so out of reach this semester, luckily. So yeah, so just keep up on service hours. They gave us a lot of opportunities. Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Service. Oh, all good. I was just kind of going through some stuff. Yes, so community service this semester again is going to be done remotely. Each member should be able, or should have to, I don't know what I'm saying, should do
Can
at
I
least.
cut in here really quick?
Go for it.
Just for these. So I'm looking at who's on this call right now, and I'd say literally almost every single person works with athletics, or you do some type of thing with athletics, whether it's with us in the communications office or with Kyle. Those count. That's your 5 hours. You're done. So just make sure you put those in. You work multiple games, put those in. That can only help us.
So yeah, every time you work a game, put them in and just click us as one of your groups. That way we can get a higher total, because it's not just individuals getting 5 hours at least. It's also our overall number hours and percentages, and there's some crazy calculations and stuff in there. I'm not exactly sure what all of it is, but
it's all of us together as a percentage, as well as like each person
right
on their own. So yeah, get those done. And if you don't work in athletics, there are lots of opportunities that you can contact us about later. There's still tons of stuff that Brittany from Nuska was able to, she gave us all sorts of options if we're kind of struggling, because obviously it's that kind of, it's tough to get this kind of stuff done remotely. But if you are struggling, please just ask someone or ask us and let us know. Sorry, I'm not sure the next slide is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get there.
Oh, you're fine. Awesome. Yeah. So roster and do so. If we don't already, if you are new, you would have entered everything in already. But if you didn't enter anything like this, we're going to need your email, your address, and your phone number to get you on the roster. By the end of this week, we will be kind of solidifying the roster and making sure that it's a specific group. So in that case, we are going to need each person's dues, unfortunately, by the end of this week. Sorry, it's such a quick turnaround. We didn't expect it to kind of be like that when we were talking to Nuska, but it's like this semester started and right off the bat, we're going to need that stuff done. If you can't, just let us know. If there's something, if you're a little tight on money, just let us know. We'll be able to figure out some sort of payment plan. It was $40 for the year. And 25 per semester. So if you did pay $40 already, you should be okay. And we'll be able to take a look when we get the final roster and list of people who paid this time. We'll take a look and we'll figure it out. But if you are new this semester, again, welcome, but we're gonna need the $25 by Friday. So I hope that everyone knows where to go on MyNU to get this done. You'll just have to scroll down on the front page and then you'll find the thing with the 3 tabs here. You'll click on clubs, it'll drop down and you'll see whatever clubs you're in, like Sport Management Association. And then there's pay club fees. It'll bring you to the page on the right and then you'll be able to enter in a credit card number. If you need to do it by cash or something like that, just go to campus activities, lower level galley, in between the MPR and the restaurants on the right side if you walk in the front.
Hey, Skylar, if they
Yes.
are new this semester, and it won't say Sport Management Association under their club, so what can they click on? Will it just be?
I think if you entered in all the information to get yourself signed up on the roster, hopefully that'll
Okay.
come up. If it doesn't, you'll still, I mean, it should at least say, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but if it doesn't say Sport Management Association like it does right there under that line, it should still say like club home, pay club fees,
Okay.
and impact connects.
And you click on pay club fees and it'll take you to where you need to go and you enter it.
I think so.
Okay, thank you, Lauren.
Again,
I see
if
Lauren
I'm-
shaking her head.
Yeah, again, if I'm wrong, someone please just, unmute yourself and yell at me. And then it kind of, sorry to backtrack, but also on service hours, you're gonna go through Impact Connect. So if you guys didn't do the hours last semester, that's okay. They've kind of been helping us out anyways with this COVID stuff. But for this semester, where it says Impact Connects, if you haven't made like an account, it's like you sign in with your Purple Pass account, which is just your student number and your password. So you go make an account on Impact Connects and you'll just submit the hours through there. The website is pretty self-explanatory, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and just ask anytime. Also, if anyone has any questions while I'm just talking right now, please unmute yourself and holler. It's no biggie. So yeah, I think what's the next one? Perfect. Yeah. So actually Lauren or Anthony, does someone else want to talk about this one?
You want me to, Lauren?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay. So I work at Stewart Sports where we would highly likely do the math. All of you should have gotten the little like bag at the beginning of the semester with 2 NU masks, the one black with white and one white with purple that just says NU. We would most likely do the exact same mask for this, and it would just say NU Sport Management. So then like you guys could get them, and or other people that are interested in sports and stuff like that could get them as well. I think we're thinking around $5 for them. Yeah. Okay. If anybody has any ideas of like other stuff that we could do with the mask, any like colors or stuff like that, like let us know, but that's the plan for that.
The good thing about these masks with the fundraiser is, as we'll talk about of some kind of things for the spring, this will give you guys an opportunity to, one, showcase the program, but also, you're representing the school and everything. And it'll be it's like having that polo or something to add to that kind of uniform as you go out. And despite COVID getting slightly better, I think we're going to be wearing masks for a while. And so this is something that you would be most likely using for quite a while. So.
Yeah, Hopefully, depending on what kind of outing we end up going on this semester, this will help us look a little bit more uniform, along with, yeah, like Dr. Rodi said, like the polos and stuff. So yeah, we'll be printing a ton of those. And if you guys do have any other friends who might be in the major but aren't in sport management, well, first of all, invite them to come and join Sport Management Association. But second of all, we're kind of just putting that sport management on there just to kind of be able to get it out to other students in the major who may not be in the club, and that way we'll just kind of make our money back on that kind of fundraiser.
It will be the same as what was on the apparel. So for those of you who got something, it will look like that.
Awesome. Yeah, so the format of future meetings just kind of is what it has been. All meetings this spring will be on Zoom. We did have some conversations about doing some sort of like hybrid situation. We just thought this would be a lot easier to just have us all together in one place. But we're trying to also do a lot more meetings, as you guys might be able to tell, because we have another one a week from today and another speaker all set up. So we'll be having a lot more meetings this semester, trying to do once a week, and each will include a speaker in addition to all our stuff that we have to talk about like this. So yeah, all the meetings are at 7 p.m. on Zoom, just like this one. So again, for the people watching this recording later, don't worry about, if you got classes or whatever. We'll try to record each of our meetings so everyone can participate. And then every Monday during the spring semester, we will have our meeting, except March 1st, March 29th, and April 26th. So on these days, we'll be trying to do the same thing, kind of like we did last semester. We had one panel. We'll be doing more panels this time around. There will be registration required, and they will also be at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Yeah, so the one on March 1st, as you can see, will be a social media panel. March 29th will be analytics panel, and April 26th will be a broadcasting panel. If you guys have any other questions about those, again, feel free to reach out or just unmute yourself and holler. That's cool too. But yeah, that is that. And you guys might hear a little bit more about that later on. Also, if anyone has any connections that might be willing to speak or want to speak for something like this, if that is their area of expertise, please let us know. It's not like we're scrambling to find speakers, but it is getting kind of difficult. The more meetings we have, it's like, how many can we get each time? So yeah, just let us know.
Let's see.
Of course, social media. So if you guys are in the club but don't follow our social media accounts, this is where this semester we're going to try and get a lot more announcements out about our meetings and speakers and the fundraiser and the panels and stuff that might be happening. So definitely give those a follow. You'll be able to get some good updates through those. If you have trouble checking your email too often, or if there's something that we just don't feel like is worth emailing out, you'll be able to see it on the social media. And if anyone has any other ideas for the social media of different kinds of things to post, that is always something we are looking for. So yeah, let us
We
know.
love highlighting our members. So if you've done something pretty cool with sport or something, let us know about it and we can share it on social media. Let's see. I didn't make a slide for some reason over the spring day trip stuff. So if you would like to talk about that, or you want me to talk about that?
Yeah, I can give it a quick highlight. We are in that kind of area where the school is starting to lighten up a tiny bit, and we have a chance this semester to go on a day trip with the club. So it will be different than our other trips, obviously, because it's just one day, and it will be a little bit more close range. But we are working right now on a couple different locations. I really don't want to say any of them just to get people's hopes up, because we don't know how well these are going to work out. But in the case of day trips, I think we will be able to just take one for now. I wanted to take more than one, but I might be able to go back and edit some of the budgeting stuff before Budget Sunday with Nuska. But if we, between officers, if we're comfortable with being able to set more than one up, we'll do that later. But besides that, for everyone, I just want to let everyone know that we will hopefully be taking a day trip this semester. I think we planned on doing it in late March, probably like the last weekend of March. I think Saturday the 27th. So that's our plan for right now, tentative date to go on a day trip. If it ends up being somewhere in Buffalo, we'll be touring some sort of facility. And in Buffalo, we're hoping that we have people who are willing to carpool with other club members. So if you guys are thinking, yeah, it's totally cool, I'll take a trip to Buffalo and drive a couple other members, that would be fantastic. I don't know what just happened to my computer's acting up. But yeah, so that's another thing too. If we end up taking a trip that might be a little further, like to Rochester or Syracuse for something, that'll be a day trip that we will be able to budget for a bus, if everyone is comfortable sitting on a bus.
Obviously, the numbers would be reduced compared to normal bus numbers. So
right,
yeah.
Right. So yeah, if anyone has any other questions, I mean, I'm definitely leaving something out. I'm not sure. Maybe not.
I think we hit most of it.
Yeah.
Do you guys have questions for us right now? Or thoughts, concerns? Okay. If you guys have any issues when it comes to getting the dues, like the website or anything, like going through, because I know there were some issues last semester that we had to work through. Just let me know and Anthony know, and we can get that figured out for you. We'll help you guys out with that. So
I have something off topic to say since you mentioned it, Dr. Ruddy. Informational interviews. You guys definitely should be doing those. I myself have done a couple of them. They're super helpful. Just asking them questions in like a field you might want to do. Like I talked to someone from ESPN. He was super helpful, and I'm gonna ask him about the broadcast panel. I was gonna talk to you guys about that.
Awesome.
But you guys definitely should be doing those. Like you're freshmen, I know, but still, like most of you, they're very helpful, and they're something you should be thinking about as you're going forward.
Awesome. Thank you for bringing that up, by the way. Yeah. Any other questions, maybe? I feel like I left some stuff out. A lot of this stuff this semester has been, kind of short notice, and details are a little shady, but trying to figure everything out. If anyone does have any questions later on, we're always open to answering, what we can. Yeah, anything we might have missed. Cool. Well, thank you guys very much for coming today. I hope that, our speaker was informational. I thought he was great. So yeah, if anyone has anything else, feel free to stick around. I think that's it. So
just to give you guys a heads up, sorry.
Oh,
Our speaker next week is Mike Medici. He's a scout with the Texas Rangers. So just to kind of give you a heads up as to who's here next week, even though hopefully you saw that on social media, but just to kind of give you a reminder, quick heads up about that for next week. So as we, are still dealing with COVID, this experience of hopefully getting to know our alumni kind of on this one-on-one basis through these meetings, we hope is like a benefit to you guys, because maybe they won't seem so scary and you can reach out to them. You can always, get to know them a little bit better and see, maybe I want to go into that and do one of those informational meetings with those people. So, but yeah, if you guys need anything, you guys know how to get a hold of me. Feel free to contact any of the officers. And I think that's it for today. Thank you for being here tonight, for sure.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. If you have any questions, feel free to stick around.
Thank you.
Other than that, you guys are good to go.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.